DC now is 100%, and I don't want to say 100, but it's pretty close to 100% healthy, happy, thriving. It's a crime-free zone. You know that. You know, you could go out to dinner tonight, Jeff. You could go out to dinner, and you most likely will not be harmed. You know that. You won't be beat to hell.
There's still some crime. There's still some crime.
Very little. And within a week, there will be nothing. Do you agree with me?
I feel much safer walking around. I can't fight them.
No, it's a safe place now.
Why? Let me ask you. Yeah. Really higher than Chicago? You know? Excuse me. Do you know how many people were killed in Chicago last weekend? 8. You know how many people were killed in Chicago the week before? 7. You know how many people were wounded? 74 people were wounded. You think there's worse than that? I don't think so.
Who are you meeting with at the White House today?
So we're just meeting with the folks that work on crypto there, and trying to think through what's next, and trying to think through, you know, what's best for the U.S. economy and the rest of the legislative process. That's what we expect the topic to be.
And what are you pushing for? If you get one item through, what would you like the White House to hear you on and really advocate for?
I'd like the White House to look beyond cryptocurrency and to look at real-world asset tokenization and digital asset tokenization in order to see its massive impact on the U.S. financial system and the global financial system. So I think there has been a hyper-focus on cryptocurrencies, meme coins, NFTs, and that's all fine. And I'm a fan of all those things, and it's a great thing for our industry, and it's grown our industry to a certain point. But my view is that if the industry is currently $4 trillion, it's not going to be defined by another 5 or 6 trillion in cryptocurrencies or NFTs or meme coins. It's going to be defined by another 10, 20, 30 trillion in real-world asset tokenization, tokenization of equities, tokenization of commodities, tokenization of funds. I feel the regulators feel the same way. You know, the SEC and CFTC, I think, have made statements now about jointly working together to clarify how tokenization can work across equities and commodities, and to accelerate that in a joint manner as well. And I think people are starting to realize that the tokenization of the financial system is the really big opportunity here. But I don't know if everyone has fully understood that the crypto thing is like the opening act, and the next the main event is going to be real world asset tokenization of equities, commodities, and funds.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And you know I come back with that video just to make you think. And make sure you're joining the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. Also, go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come.
Happy birthday to my dad. This channel is 5 years old. And show some love and hit that Cash App. Much love from the Crypto Teacher, Son King.
And I want to thank all those who gave shout outs and then also hit the Cash App. It was definitely appreciated. You know the hard work that I put in. Now let's get into the video. And we have Trump speaking on crime, bringing in the National Guard. And guys, we know if this was the 50s and 60s, they would be laughing at us. There's a reason why we have the National Guard. And then also we know that government actually creates the crime that they're fighting. Like I stated, if you have a good job, something for the kids to do, we know crime will plummet, especially when you're looking at Chicago. If you have the NWO book, I touched on Chicago before. There is always a hidden hand, and you are powerful. When I say powerful people in Chicago, they can stop crime tomorrow. You definitely don't need the National Guard. And we have Chainlink Sergey giving us the truth once again. Crypto was just the first phase. These stablecoins, this is just foundation. But the fact is that everything is going to be tokenized and put on blockchain to get ready for the virtual world. And that's the reason why these supercomputers and then also the metaverse is so important, because you're not going to be able to tell what's real or not real. Your life is going to be a real life video game. And going forward, we're going to see distractions getting bigger and bigger. So therefore, the people stay distracted. And I'm talking about cyber attacks. Of course, we have the drums are beating. But once we start getting these cyber attacks start to pick up, the masses are going to start noticing. Of course, now when we get cyber attacks, and I put them all inside the Patreon, we get no news about it. It's not in the mainstream media where they're constantly going over it. That is about to change. And how do we know that things are about to speed up? Because Trump is talking about the BRICS. And we know that's led by China, and China is going to be that new superpower to rise right along with that new currency, which of course the United States is going to take a back seat and lose that world reserve currency. But this is a plan. It moves in phases. And we have small and medium-sized businesses, and we know they employ America. And we're going to have jobs data that's just going to keep getting weaker and weaker. But don't forget, these big corporations are not going to take a hit. At first, of course, they're going to act like they're taking a hit, but we know they're going to be bringing in these machines. And not only are they not going to lose productivity, but it's going to pick up, making everything cheaper. Remember, they cause a problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. And of course, they keep the sheep quiet. They hand them that free money. But little do the people know, that money is going to be programmable, being able to tell you what, where, and when, and how to buy. And you have 3 to 6 months to spend it, or poof, it's gone. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Now is a good time to launch the Chainlink Reserve, because I feel that Chainlink as a system has reached a few key milestones, both commercial milestones in terms of its adoption, as well as technical milestones in how the revenue from that adoption can be put back into the system. The technical milestone is really payment abstraction and the ability to convert on-chain revenue and off-chain revenue. On-chain revenue is represented through the various forms of payment for Chainlink, through stable coins, gas tokens, and various other forms of payment that are then converted into Link through payment abstraction. Now, payment abstraction has expanded to also cover off-chain revenue. That is the revenue from deals with enterprises for the implementation of Chainlink, integration of it into various environments, maintenance, support, and various other key services and capabilities that only Chainlink offers to those enterprises. So now that we can convert the revenue from all these different sources, it seems like a key threshold and time to look at where that revenue should go. Also, the amount of revenue has largely and massively increased over the last few years. It has also increased in the enterprise adoption and off-chain deal revenue direction. This means that we've kind of seen a trend towards adoption of Chainlink by enterprises. And we thought it was the right approach to make sure that there was a way that that revenue from the off-chain side as well as the on-chain side was able to flow back into the system. And so you have now the technical capability to make the Chainlink Reserve work, and you have the ability for it to relate to both on-chain revenue and now off-chain revenue. So it was just a very good time. The adoption was there, and we felt it was the right thing to do and the right approach to make sure that all these different forms of revenue had a good way to go back into the system in terms of the payment abstraction layer and how the system works from that point on.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 Kids books, It's Time to Re-Educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.